I'm Shelby Herchuk, and we're still at the United Way here. We've actually met up with another one of their best influences, from what he tells me at least, is Jimmy Morrison, the lead and supervisor of the Operation Friendship Senior Society. So Jimmy, I understand you've been here for 11 years now. Kind of give us your story. Tell us all about you.
Yeah, so I've been very lucky to be the community relations supervisor with Operation Friendship Senior Society for 11 years. And my journey started actually in media. I used to be on the air with CISN radio, and I was known as Jimmy the Intern. And I used to do crazy skits, and I did that for 7.5 years, and then I've done some traffic reporting. I taught at the Canadian School of Modern Broadcasting. Yeah. All the fun things you want to do when you're young and you're coming out of school, right?
That's right.
So out of that, circumstances changed, and I lost my job, and I was looking for something different to do. And a good friend of mine, Bruce Bowie, said, you'd be good in nonprofit. And I was like, I never really thought of it that way. So I looked into it and I stumbled across Operation Friendship Senior Society, and I come into the interview and they're like, well, we want you to do our volunteer program. And I was like, I can do way much more. I can do our social media, I can do our fundraising, I have many hats.
Yeah.
And Bruce said to me, the greatest compliment I've got from Bruce Bowie, and legend in the city, is you were a big voice on air for us at CISN. Now you get to be a voice for those who don't get a voice.
So Jimmy, why don't you tell us who your clients are and how does your organization support them?
Yeah, so we deal with seniors 55 and older in the inner city agencies. So our seniors have a lot of issues, including mental illness, drug addiction, alcohol issues, and it's a really cool agency because it's a specific demographic, a specific age group. So we find in the inner city that if they go to some of the other agencies, they're getting taken advantage of because of the age difference. So this is a safe place for them to come to get the support, for us to be a voice for them, but just a safe gathering place of our drop-in center, to getting help on basic things we take for granted, like pieces of ID, taxes, things like that with our social workers. So just a safe environment for them.
Okay, awesome. Are we finding that, in our economic environment that there's a lot more seniors that are in need of the support that your organization offers?
Yeah, you know what, the year prior to COVID, Homeward Trust did a survey of the people living in the inner city and that were homeless. And 16% the year prior to COVID were seniors over the age of 55. Now those numbers, we haven't seen them yet since COVID is kind of still coming out, but we would expect those numbers to be higher. We're seeing more people we don't recognize or that use our agency on a daily basis. We're seeing, more aggression, more sense of entitlement. Like, these are issues that we never dealt with prior to COVID.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's, good for you guys, and I'm glad that somebody is answering that question, because I think that for our generation, we're seeing, or at least listening to what our elders are going through right now, whether they're our own immediate family members or somebody else, and it certainly, we need to consider and be aware of what kind of, circumstances that the seniors are up against right now.
Yeah, and we're finding that, everyone wants to help kids and families, but sometimes seniors are forgotten. And they're the ones that have paved the way for the younger generation. We always call them our forgotten pioneers because, they've paved this wonderful road for us to live a brighter tomorrow. And sometimes people just forget about them. And they're just like you or me. They fall on a hard break, a bad break at work or in their lives. And they need these inner city agencies, and we're lucky that they're there for them. So,
why don't you tell us how the United Way of the Alberta Capital Region supports you?
Yeah, United Way is huge for us because, to me, United Way, as being one of the 50 partnering agencies, helps in many aspects. So through funding, we are able to run our drop-in center, and everything inside the drop-in center is free for our seniors. So the food program, the showers, the support activities inside. We also get support as well through the year through the COPE program, which runs every fall and winter season, where we are able to utilize those jackets for our seniors that aren't sometimes properly dressed. Now, I can say this, we love to help the United Way as much as United Way helps us, I know that I am on the speaking committee. I've been on the speaking committee for about probably 7-8 years now. And it's awesome to go out to different groups United Way supports, talk about the impact of the United Way in the community and what they do for us. And then as well as, we just work together, we pitch in and just help where we can. So we love to bring some of our seniors sometimes down here to volunteer in the warehouse. We do our United Way campaign every year, so our seniors know what the United Way does for us. This is their way of supporting the United Way. So it's family. That's what United Way is to Operation Friendship. It's family, and it's just that ability to be able to connect, because you know what, people don't know this, but living in poverty doesn't always mean being homeless. It could be living paycheck to paycheck or falling on a hard break.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a pleasure meeting you, Jimmy, and I can't, thank you enough for all the work that you do here, and it sounds like you're doing a tremendous job, and there's a lot of seniors, I'm sure, that are grateful for that. So Jimmy,
Yes.
PCL Construction here in Edmonton was kind enough to lend us a couple bikes, so I'm gonna take you on a race and see if we can, make a man out of you.
Let's do it.